Welcome to Too Old and Too Slow, and in this episode I deal with the highs and the lows of rebuilding and racing a 1977 Formula Ford. So, the Royale made it to Snetterton. I'm testing for a day. So the first session really was just warming everything up, getting the feel of the car, and then coming back into the pit lane and getting the guys to have a good look round to make sure everything is all buckled up, tightened up, and everything works as it should. I did struggle a little bit with the wing mirrors. Yep, these don't work. They will have to go. So it's race day, the first race of the 2025 season. Yesterday was a challenging day, so testing. I had 4 testing sessions. But the first session was really I just drove around at about 60%, just checking the tempers and pressures and checking the car was behaving as it should. The second session, pushed a bit harder, problems with the clutch, got that adjusted. And the third session, I really went for it and pushed a little bit hard, about 90%. And I was putting relatively good lap times compared to last year. In actual fact, quicker than last year. So the car is in one piece. Lots of the nuts and bolts came undone. Like that, wound down. Yes, this becomes very important in the story of this video. So stay tuned to see what happens. I didn't go on the 4th session. I decided to get the car on a ramp and check every nut and bolt, and quite a few were missing. Well, not missing, they were loose. So the bracket here, the bolts came out of there and the brake caliper was loose. So that was frustrating. So they're all been tightened up, double checked. Brakes are holding up well. Slightly different brake pads that I'm used to. Nice and expensive, but yeah, there you go. Mucking around with the seat, I made a bead seat, but that didn't really work out. So I've got the original seat in, which is slightly modified. And most importantly, I have this sticker here, the scrutineering sticker. So we are scrutineered. Messed around with the mirrors. So I've got different mirrors on, these are better. This one is really good. This one over here is just a blur. And mounting the camera for today's activity. Not an ideal spot to put it. Well, it's a good spot to put it, but it fouls the bodywork when I take it off, so I'm gonna have to remove that every time I need to refuel the car. But that should be okay. So the plan is, today I've got 20 minutes of free practice. So that's just shaking the car down. And then straight into qualifying. I've got enough time to get back here, refuel, put 15 litres in and get out again for qualifying. So I had a 20-minute testing session. I wanted to get out and quickly put some heat through these new tyres. The plan was to do 3 relatively quick laps, come back, allow the tyres to cool down, and then go and put a few more laps on them. This weekend I was joined by David and George, who were the competition winners. They won 2 free tickets to the race meeting, and it was great to have them with me this weekend. They were a huge help, and here you can see George helping get the car back into the garage. It'll only be a few years before we see George on track, I'm sure. After a very quick refuel, I was back on track for qualifying. We only had about half an hour between the end of the free practice before qualifying starts. So luckily I found myself sitting behind Stuart here, and I'm going to try and use him as a tow and also to help me reacquaint myself with the track. Going to be the usual program for
qualifying, I'm going to put 3 laps in as quick as I can, get those on the table, and then I'm going to use the remaining time to build some momentum, get into a rhythm, and hopefully reduce the lap time further. In front of me at the moment is Grace Pilkington, and she's going very quickly, so I'm going to follow her around for a few laps, and hopefully she can help me build a good solid lap time. Grace really is moving quickly in her Crossley 25F, and I'm going to use this next braking zone to try and catch up and get as close as I can to her. I'm slightly compromised by the car on the left, and I find myself almost running into the back. It'd be a shame if I hit her. Grace certainly is going quickly. I'm going to sit as close to her as I can, try and get some benefit of the slipstream as I sit behind her. There's a marked difference between my old Crossley 25F and the Royale. Coram used to be a little bit of a scary corner in the Royale because of the lack of stability. I feel the Royale is a lot more stable. We're heading to the line. I'm sitting behind Grace and trying to get the advantage of the slipstream. She slows down. I don't think she wants to give me a tow anymore. So I've got my 3 laps in, and I'm trying to build some momentum and really start to attack the corners as best I can. And unfortunately, I just run out of talent and spin. So car in first gear. I'm looking out for the traffic heading towards me, and thankfully the car gets on its way. I find myself sitting in traffic for pretty much the rest of the session. I can't really seem to clear it, can't find space I'm looking for, or even better, if I can't find somebody who's a little bit quicker than me to give me a tow. But every lap I do in the Royale is good. It gets me used to the car and the different feel of the car. So that's the end of qualifying. Pretty pleased with how that went. I did 124, which is, no, 123.8, which is a second faster than last year. So either I'm getting faster or the car's faster. Good news is the car is in one piece and it's looking good. This bolt is in position, doesn't look like it's moved at all. Good. The only problems I did have was the back end of the car was getting a bit loose as the tyres got hotter. So what I'll do is probably drop them down by a couple of PSI. I think I was overheating the tyres. So it's time to put the bodywork back on, double check everything. Colin here is doing his spanner check before he heads out. And that is a very fast PRS, driven by a very good driver. Right, so let's see how I get on in the first race. And it's race 1 time. Lights are on and they're off. And I get a great start. Car in the front there is just slow off the line. Get past them, and that is as good a start as I could possibly wish for. The first 3 corners at Snetterton are a bit of a fight, especially the second turn which we're coming up to now, because it's a very slow turn, everybody bunches up, and there's a real opportunity for you to outbrake yourself and end up spearing the car in front. I feel I got good speed against Alan in front, but as soon as I pull out the slipstream, I hit that wall of air. And on the right is the sister car to my Royale, and that's Philip Senior. And he is definitely slower than he needs to be, possibly an engine issue. See if I can get around him somehow, but he's a pretty fierce competitor, and he closes the door on me. A little bit of a gap to the traffic in front, and then I can see out of my mirror the nose of car number 47, and that's Ben Hadfield. And as we're running down towards corner number 2, there's a yellow flag out. You see the yellow light board, and there's obviously an incident up here, and you can see on the right hand side one of the leading cars has come off the track. Settling into my race rhythm, I can see behind me Ben Hadfield is hunting me down. The Royale is nicely settled around Corham, and I'm just transitioning onto the brakes for the last corner, and Ben seems to exit stage left for some reason, and that compromises that lap of his. I'm just getting nicely settled in. Ben's behind me, round Corham, and as I turn in for the second part, I'm in 4th gear, and then something disconnects. I'm trying to turn right, and the car continues straight ahead, and bam, I'm in the wall. Wow, what has just happened? I'm trying to regain some composure. It's as if I hit oil. I tried to turn, the car just wouldn't turn in. And then I get myself out, look at the car, and that's 6 months worth of work sitting in a tyre wall. I'm devastated. So that wasn't exactly how I wanted the race to end up. As you can see, the car was bumped into the barrier. Did it hurt? Not really. It's going to hurt a bit financially. The car was driving beautifully, feeling confident in the car, and everything was going as it should. And then the accident happened. So you can see the damage of the car. We can fix it. So this is the major problems here. So you've got lots of bent metalwork. These bolts here are properly bent. So where's the damage? Just suspension. Dampener's okay. Chassis is straight. Even the wheel is fine. It's had a bit of a whack, but even the wheel is fine. I'm not sure I'll use it again, but the car is fine apart from this corner here. Is it going to cost some? Yeah, it is. It's going to cost a bit, but it's not outrageous. It could be a lot worse.
Well, 3 times, ladies and gentlemen, that takes us back.
So I suppose I need to work out what happened. And I've looked at the video footage, and you've seen the video footage, and you can see that I was turning right, and I kept my right arm pinned in position, but kept on going straight ahead. I think the issue is this bolt here. As you can see, I marked it, this one up, and I marked the other one up on the other upright. But we think it unwound on the right hand side. You can see the car just before the race, and it appears to be in position like it hasn't shifted at all. It's just one of those things. Why it happened, I don't know. As you can see, it was marked up and the thread's not pulled out. But that is the point of failure, we think. The other damage is done. You can see I was hanging onto the steering wheel for dear life, and the steering wheel is somewhat bent, so I need to get a new steering wheel. Actually, I have a spare one somewhere. So, yep, not ideal, but I'm going to resurrect the bits I can, chuck it in the trailer, and come up with a plan of how to rebuild it. So from a very sad and slightly miserable Snetterton in the sunshine, thank you for watching. Please remember to like, share and subscribe. And if you want to know about the Red Royale, on the screen there's a link to the whole series, and also there's a place where you can subscribe. So thank you for watching, and I will speak to you next time.